This is Thomas Dowling, and Rachel Vasic is here with me. This is the second LITA Kitchen Table Talk. If you're joining right now, welcome. If you're watching this recorded on YouTube, we're starting this about 6 minutes before the top of the hour, so there probably won't be any actual conversation happening here for about 5 or 6 minutes. So you might want to fast forward right there.
Thomas, I'm going to be shuffling paper, so I'm going to mute my mic.
Okay. Yeah, I learned rewatching the previous one that if you make any background noise, the camera jumps to you, and that's what gets recorded. And I will keep an eye on the chat window so that as people come in, I'll be able to invite them to participate. Is it the chat window, or do I have to invite them to the chat window?
I'm going to post the goals.
Thanks.
If I can find them.
Could very well just be you and me chatting for a while. Well, I have noon on my clock. You must have 11 on your clock.
Yeah.
You always have a very nice view outside of your office. Are you on a ground floor?
Yeah, I'm on the first floor. There's students walking by. I have a big window.
Trees?
That's from the ceiling all the way to the floor. This is my desk.
Yeah.
Me and behind me, my whiteboard. And then the door, and then I have more window out into the area where there's cubicles.
Yeah. I have a view over a part of a roof. It's gravel and usually standing water.
Gravel and standing water?
Usually standing water.
Oh.
Trees in the background.
Ah.
I do keep checking here. I don't want to be dim, but if people join, they should show up in the group chat list, shouldn't they?
I will check the Twitters to see if anyone has responded. I'm not getting anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I suspect this just didn't get publicized widely enough beforehand.
Yeah. Communications committee would help.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're thinking about that.
It's an example of why we need it.
Yeah. Does the voting for that end today or tomorrow?
Gosh, I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's soon. Last I looked, I think 7 or 8 people had voted, so that's a good thing.
Yep. Well, I think we can go, 5 minutes in, maybe 10 minutes in, just to see if anyone shows up. And maybe what we'll want to do is sort of take a mulligan on this and pick another time sometime soon where we could at least fit in maybe even just a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that it helps too many people to get a month of advance notice.
Right.
There's a happy medium somewhere between 10 minutes and 40 days.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think that if we had a communications committee, we could give it to them, and then they would plan out the timing of when to announce things.
Right.
Whether it's something like this or the LITA forum, educational opportunities. because you want to remind people, but you don't want to be spamming their inbox in a sense.
The unfortunate thing is that at this very hour, in this very building, there's a conversation going on that is, there's a meeting about sort of the future of a future of technology on the campus. So maybe I'll be able to catch the tail end of that.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Is it specific just for that campus?
Well, we're a small enough university that this campus is pretty much it. There's us, and then there's the medical campus.
Okay.
And there are some policies in place here that have served us very well for 15 years or more. But you know, it's one of those things. Anything that's 15 years old needs to be re-examined, if not rethought from the ground up. So that's kind of what's going on here. And since the year 2020 is coming up, having a document called Vision 2020 is just too tempting to pass up.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Our campus here at the University of Houston is quite big, and I'm always trying to apply to get involved in the technology groups on campus and never seem to get involved, never get invited. It's just so big. I mean, we have about 150 people that work in our library, so and there's 43,000 students. So it's I know a few people.
Right, and is yours you're at the main campus?
Yes.
But there's also a pretty substantial downtown campus.
There's a downtown campus, a branch in Victoria. I guess the main ones are downtown, Clear Lake, and the main campus. But they have all these other little sites here and there where they also offer classes or have little remote libraries. There's been times where I think the downtown campuses wanted to sort of leave the university system. They do things very differently. They have very different goals, different types of students. They're more adult, adults who work during the day and maybe take classes at night to get continuing education, whereas this is mostly undergraduate. A lot of it commuter, becoming more residential, different focus.
Is the University of Houston its own system? Like there's a UT system and a Texas A&M system?
Yeah, UH is its own system.
Okay. I think I visited down there to talk ETDs with people at the Texas Digital Library, and
I go to that every year.
Yeah, cool. We had a couple people from them when I was back in Ohio. A couple people from them came to one of the Ohio ETD Association.
Okay.
They're really well organized. I don't know if they've been able to sort of keep up the level of technical or I guess technical support that they had originally.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's changed quite a bit. It used to be run more by I believe 2 faculty members, one from UT and one from A&M, and they left. A lot of the core people are still there, but they brought in Deborah Harkin-Kurtz, who was in charge of something really important at another institution. And she's working with them to really kind of change the image of the Texas Digital Library, look at the needs of the users across the state, and really bring in kind of the changes that are needed to carry them into the future. But they've developed Vario, which is the sort of ETD tool that a lot of people outside of the state are using.
We talked about that a lot at in Ohio, and it wasn't quite mature enough then. And it would have been so many steps to get from where we were to where that would have taken us.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely good stuff. And I don't think it was part of TDL, but the mannequin software.
Yes.
We're actually like building interfaces.
Yeah, that's from A&M. Yeah, so Texas A&M has their own kind of instance of DSpace and have done a lot of development in those areas. But they still work pretty closely with TDL as well as UT. UH is one of the founding members, and we have our institutional repository hosted with them. But we're looking at other types of services they offer, or exploring and offering like data management services and things like that. So TDL is growing, I'd say. It's evolving.
Good. Yeah. It seemed like good people, and then they kind of went through a period where the people who were enthusiastic about funding them at the beginning seemed less enthusiastic all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And that's life at state institutions, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's 11:11.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should call this on account of rain.
Okay.
And then
they were here yesterday.
Maybe you and I can exchange email about whether we want to take another shot at this before forum.
Okay.
A second set of comments to work with. So for anyone who found their way to the recorded version of this on YouTube, sorry it wasn't more of an event. You did get to hear me and Rachel talk about some electronic thesis and dissertation stuff. But other than that, I guess I will sign off and stop the broadcast.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
Rachel.